you're not required to vote. And then we looked at the statistics in this this article, this book review, and they say a certain number are uninformed and a certain number are apathetic. So apathetic segment of the population, what they describe as apathetic, happening more in the quarter of the interviews. And this is actually a very good in-depth study. It's what they call a longitudinal study. It happens over 10 years. And they would check in with these people as they grew up, not just like, if you had asked me what I thought at 12 years old, I don't even know what I would say, politically speaking. But they didn't just do that. They asked them over a 10-year period and checked in at least 4 times with them and had in-depth interviews. And so they were able to get these findings that 25% of them were apathetic when it came to politics. And another 13% they called uninformed based on the answers. So added together, if my math is correct, that's 38%. And then I say to students, who are really upset about reading this, I say, look, they're not saying that most young people are like this, first of all. Nobody said that. But I look at the number, 38% are like this. That's a disturbing portion of people who either don't know what they're talking about or don't care about these issues. And I said, imagine you go up there and you spend all your time, researching the issues for 4 years, researching the candidates and really getting in depth, reading everything you could possibly read. You're informed, you walk up there and then you see on your side, the guy on the other line, he slept outside, he's homeless and hung over and he's just kind of stumbling to the polls. He's got just as much as right as you to be there, and his vote counts just as much weight as yours does. And in effect, if he votes opposite you, you guys cancel each other out. Like, is that fair? And it doesn't seem like it's very fair at all. It seems terrible. So if you had people who, let's suppose, are uninformed, don't know anything about these issues and don't care about these issues, do you want them to vote? And eventually the students, I get them to say, no, I wouldn't. And so I'm saying, that's what she said. Why are you mad at what she said? Because their vote cancels out your vote. And what are some of these things? Well, what she mentioned. They don't own property, they don't pay taxes, they don't have kids to send to school. So why should people who don't do these things have a vote about these issues? Let's imagine I'm in my 30s and I don't know that much about retirement savings or Social Security payouts or anything like that. Or I was never in the military. Let's take another example. I don't know anything about that. I don't know anything about what do you even call it? I know some people are yelling at the screen now. My dad, particularly. What are those called? You get a payout. You know what I'm talking about, right? It'll come to me after. You get your payout. But I've never been in the military. Why should I be the one to vote on that issue about what people receive or don't receive? Or if it has to do with retirement savings or Social Security. Yeah, I'm going to be there in several years, but why am I voting on the issue now when I don't have a clue what a 0.7% increase means on an percent of what? I don't know. I don't know these issues at all. So why should I be voting on these issues? Why should I be voting on property taxes when I don't own property? So you can see where I'm getting. So her point was, if you have people who don't have a stake in this, I asked them, is there an opportunity to leave certain things blank if you just don't know? Or should there be an option, the bubble-in option? Of course, like I said, I mentioned I've never voted before. I don't know what it's like. I mean, I wouldn't want to just leave it blank and have somebody come behind me and then fill it in for me. So shouldn't there be an option? I know there's some write-in ballots. You can write in what you want, but shouldn't there be an option for something like, I don't know? I think there are some in some states and some jurisdictions, maybe in some countries that do this. But I think that should be more common because you're going to have a lot of people who don't know about certain issues or they're not informed enough to vote. And maybe there's, like some people I know this year, they just want to stay away from the media circus, just for their own mental health and sanity of mind. They don't want to have that constant cycle keep going. So they just turn the TV off.